A search is on for two Singaporeans who went missing after their boat sank off Mersing, Johor, following a collision with a tanker on Saturday night. The Malaysian Maritime Enforcement Authority has identified them as Tan Ah Juan and Keith Peck Zhi Yi. 5 other Singaporeans were rescued and have returned home. The boat captain and a crew member, both Malaysians, were also rescued. At a news conference today, Malaysian authorities said the accident happened about 11.2 nautical miles from Pulau Aur. They say there were enough life jackets on board the fishing vessel. In fact, one of the missing Singaporeans was said to be wearing a life jacket when he pulled away from the group to seek help from a passing boat. The 7 who were rescued spent about 20 hours floating in the open waters. Authorities say they stayed afloat with the help of a fiber container and a plank of wood, while surviving on a bottle of mineral water, 3 apples and some chewing gum. The other missing Singaporean is believed to have been trapped in the vessel.
At that point of time, one of the Singaporean national was on board the vessel, and he or she was believed to be sleeping, and she was at the stern of the vessel. And that vessel was dragged for quite a while and then later left to sink in the water.
Malaysian authorities have deployed some 60 officials in this search and rescue mission, splitting the area into 4 sectors. Now, they believe this is the first incident of its kind to ever happen in Pulau Aur.
Singapore's Foreign Affairs Ministry says its officers are at the scene and they are working closely with Malaysian authorities and helping the families of the missing men. Now, reporter Evelyn Chu is standing by live from Mersing, Johor. Evelyn, officials say the search could be called off by sunset tomorrow. How's it going so far?
Hi, Willen. Well, yes, Malaysian authorities tell me that a search of this scale lasts typically 3 days. So they're going to be sticking to that timeline for now. And if there is a need to extend this operation, then they will have to seek counsel from a higher maritime authority. But for today, and today is day 2 of the search, the last boat came in at about 7 p.m. It's quite impossible to go searching any time beyond that because the waves are too choppy and obviously it's too dark as well. So we'll see how things pan out tomorrow.
Evelyn, we understand that family members of the missing are there as well. What are you hearing from them?
Yes, they are. In fact, they were here. They've retired for the night. They've been here for the whole day. And where we're at is one of the maritime branches at Tanjung Sedeli. And they've been here for the whole day. I tried speaking to the family members of 31-year-old Keith Peck, and they remained very tight-lipped about the whole situation, but they were clearly distraught. I tried, however, speaking to the girlfriend of 55-year-old Tan Ah Juan, and she shared with me how they've been together for about 12 years now. They were hoping to get married next month in the Philippines. So you can imagine the anguish and the grief that she's bearing at this point. She broke into tears, in fact, when she told me that she's expecting the worst to happen. But hopefully there will be good news tomorrow when the search continues at 7 a.m. sharp. Back to you, Whelan.
Yes, let's hope so. Thank you very much for that, Evelyn. That was reporter Evelyn Chu speaking to us live from Johor. Now, the Singapore Maritime Academy says visibility and weather conditions are likely to be the most critical factors in the latest boat incident in Mersing. This is also the second incident there in 9 months involving Singaporeans. Last December, 5 Singaporeans drowned when an overloaded passenger boat sank.
It's usually a combination of factors. Rough weather and darkness can severely affect the ability of ships to see and detect one another, even for large vessels.
Size doesn't matter because the rain factor is the contributing factor towards the visibility. So heavy rain can really obscure even the biggest vessel out at sea.
Malaysian fishing boats like the one in last year's incident are usually made of wood, making it difficult to detect on the tanker's radar, especially in heavy rain. The Maritime Academy says the accident took place in open sea, where there is no traffic separation scheme. But there are international rules vessels have to apply to prevent collisions. Authorities say the latest incident happened around 10 p.m. at night. And one fishing trip organizer says it's possible the boat may have had a mechanical failure.
Night time is the most alert time because we're doing the big fish fishing. They want to aim for big fish. Everybody is very alert, the surrounding, everything, etc. When the big boat come, could be chances whereby they already know the boat is coming and something inevitably happen. Maybe they try to make way, unable to move off in time.
A post on local fishing forum fishingkaki.com says one survivor, Mr. Pan Polo, floated for 12 hours in the open sea before he was rescued. Another post by a member who says his brother is one of the survivors says all of them suffered bruises and cuts. The search continues for 55-year-old Tan Ah Juan and 31-year-old Keith Peck Zhi Yi. Malaysian authorities say they may end search and rescue operations on Wednesday if there is no progress.